competition. Coming up here in just a few moments, we see him making his way to the ringside. The man's name, the Masked Nightmare, number 2. Let's go right now to the ring introductions. This match is one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Rome, Georgia, weighing in at 224 pounds, here's Mark White. And his opponent, one half of the Deep South Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, weighing in at 234 pounds, from parts unknown, here is the Masked Nightmare, number 2. Masked Nightmare, number 2. Very proud of that belt. Referee signals for the bell. And there it is. The Masked Nightmare, number 2. One of the most scientific, crafty wrestlers in Deep South Wrestling at this time. He and his partner, Masked Nightmare, number 1, form possibly one of the top tag team combinations in the world, and he misses on that elbow. Mark White moves out of the way. The Masked Nightmare with a miscalculation there. Good series of moves. He went for the elbow, and young Mark White moved right out of the way.
Dick, you know, it's unusual to see the Masked Nightmares wrestle in singles competition, although they do that on occasion. They certainly don't have to prove to anyone that they're both excellent wrestlers, as evidenced by that wonderful fireman's carry that he just executed there, and comes up with that long arm bar and puts maximum stress on the elbow of Mark White.
Beautiful escape from the hammerlock by the Masked Nightmare. Ends up with a fireman's carry and trapping the arm of Mark White. Good reversal by White. Another spin on the arm, and now White's starting to put the pressure on the Masked Nightmare, number 2. Rock, the Nightmares have been Deep South Tag Team Champions 5 times, but the competition now is really starting to heat up. They've got 2 very, very tough, very aggressive teams. We've just seen a little while ago Richard Sartain and Rock and Roll Rebel Greg Evans, 2 youngsters that are just on fire right now. They're really starting to rack up a good win streak. And also, what we've seen last week here on Deep South Championship Wrestling, the Botswana Beast and the Psycho together as a combination could be devastating.
Well, I was getting ready to say that the fans of Deep South Professional Wrestling may feel that possibly the reason that there's not tag team competition in this match is because the Masked Nightmares have run out of competition. But as you just named those combinations that appear in Deep South regularly, obviously that's not true. There are too many tag team combinations that want that belt and want to take on the Masked Nightmares. The competition is fierce.
They've been receiving challenges from all over the country, and you can see right now Masked Nightmare number 2, very, very aggressive, and he's moved in on the arm of Mark White, and he's trying to destroy that arm right now, Ron. Good move, good leg trip by Mark White. Goes to work on the ankle of the Nightmare. He's going to have to trap that other leg, or he's not going to keep the Nightmare down for very long. As you can see what I mean, the Nightmare's got that other leg in there. He's trying to break up the balance and the leverage of Mark White by spreading those legs.
Well, he definitely broke the leverage because Mark White could not hang on to that foot or ankle, and now the Masked Nightmare reversed it and dropped right across the knee joint. He's out to wreck Mark White.
Very, very scientific wrestler, the Masked Nightmare number 2. He'll get in there and wrestle with a man, and when he finds that opening, he moves out after it, and he goes in to destroy it.
Well, as I've said before, the Masked Nightmares are not famous for taking prisoners, Nick.
Right now, right in front of our desk, Rock, we see, right down on the knee of Mark White, and I don't know how much more this young man can take. What a shot to the knee, and the Masked Nightmare is starting to move in for the kill. Look at the spinning toe hold on Mark White. Mark White, he's a game youngster. He's trying to kick out of there. He's going to have to watch those shoulders. A second kick, he can't get the Nightmare off of that leg. A third kick, he's going to try and have to boot him in the face or something, I think, Rock. Finally, he kicks the Nightmare off the leg, but White a little bit slow getting to his feet, and the Nightmare is right on him. A kick directly head on to the kneecap, Rock. Devastating move.
I think you could say that kneecapping a man, Nick, is just like getting hit across the knee with a 2-foot piece of rebar.
The Nightmare went for a big punch. Mark White moved out of the way, starts to try and make a move on the Nightmare, catches him with a big elbow. Mark White starts to get a second wind, and we're starting to see the youngster really make a move. What an opportunity it could be for him to pull a major upset on the Masked Nightmare. Goes for another cover. He's going to have to hook that leg in real tight to hold that Nightmare down, Rock. The Nightmare's a veteran. and you cannot take any shortcuts. Look at this, beautiful belly-to-back suplex. And that knocks the starch right out of Mark White right there. Total domination right now by the Masked Nightmare. We saw a good flurry from Mark White, but it was not quite enough. And look at this.
A submission, Nick. A guillotine on the mat,
says
a
yes.
standing grapevine.
Referee signals for the bell. The Masked Nightmare doesn't break the hold. There, he finally breaks the hold. The referee goes to raise his hand. Let's go to the ring announcements, Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, one half of the Deep South Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Masked Nightmare, number...
No, that was a little bit too exciting for me.
Well, I just
this
told-
old California boy don't know if he can handle that kind of...
Well, I tell you, when the likes of Bruiser Brody hit the ring,
Oh, look
you're
at
going to
that.
have to be careful. The referee now making Dick Slater get back in the ring. You know, it's a well-worn cliche that this could be a main event anywhere in the country.
Anywhere.
But I'll tell you right now, you could take these 4 men and it could be a main event in any arena in the world today.
No question about that, Joe. And I'll tell you, look at this. Oh, my God. Joe, I'll tell you what. Tommy Rich is over there on the corner starving to get in there. Starving it.
Brody's taking both men.
Look at Bruiser. Look at Bruiser.
Oh, there's the Brody bomb, a foot right to the face. Oh, goodness. Oh, will you take a look at what Bruiser Brody did to Dick
Looks
Slater?
like Dickie Slater got it right in the eye with that foot.
And now, I think Dick Slater may be saying, hey, man, you're not paying me enough for this.
Paulie, he is running around like a madman.
Randy Rose, you know, I don't recall a tag being made.
I didn't see it either, but there's been a tag there. Tommy Rich going to get after him now. Look at that.
Oh! A drop kick right to the face, and Tommy Rich is throwing it in. Look at that backdrop. Whoa! That man had to have been 7 feet up in the air and down on his back. A 2 count. Randy Rose, who is, of course, one half of the Midnight Express, the AWA World Tag Team Champions. And he is tagging tonight with another good friend, Dick Slater, who is being paid, we might add, by Paul E. Dangerously to be here in this match. And Tommy Rich waiting for Randy Rose to come back. They tie up in the middle of the ring. A headlock now by Tommy Rich.
I tell you what, it's great to see great wrestling coming back to Georgia Southern
Now, here's
Championship Wrestling.
Dangerously up on the ring. He has no place. Oh! Now there's Slater. It was a planned move, Rhubarb. It was a planned move. They distracted the referee, and then Dick Slater attacked Tommy while he was going into the ropes. And now, look at this. Randy Rose keeping the referee and Bruiser Brody tied up in one corner while Dick Slater comes in. Well, now look at him yelling at the referee. There's a suplex on Tommy Rich by Randy Rose, and now a flying knee right into the chest. A 1 count, only a 1 count.
Hey, I guess Brody should have stayed with Stan Hansen, huh?
Well, that, of course, the voice of Paul E. Dangerously. It looks like the double teaming tactics of Paul's team.
You want to take my phone? You want to find me? You want to suspend my guys? You want to play game check? I'll show you what devastation's all about. You want to live dangerously with Paulie Pedicino? That's fine. You're going to pay the price.
You know, Rhubarb, unfortunately, like most of the time when Paul's around, we don't get a chance to talk that much.
I hadn't seen so much hot air in Georgia since I was down in Adel back in July.
Double teaming on Tommy, and there's an elbow to the throat. And I tell you, this is something else. Now, here comes Tommy Rich. Now, wait a minute.
Look out.
Wait a minute. That big, big man is here, Grizzly Boone. Grizzly Boone has come out to ringside and is talking to Paul E. Dangerously. That is not a good sign. Here's Tommy Rich. Tommy makes the tag. The Bruiser Brody is in now. And he's got those big slaps, those big chops going up against Hook Finn.
I'm giving you action. How's that for action?
Well, wait a minute. Grizzly Boone has grabbed. Grizzly Boone has grabbed Bruiser Brody. He's got him outside the ring. And we've got Grizzly Boone and Bruiser Brody. Meanwhile, inside the ring, they are double teaming Tommy Rich. We've got to try and get some order restored. Outside the ring,
I've never seen anything like
they've
this.
got a wooden chair. They've got a wooden chair. Now, he's got the chair and he hits Grizzly Boone with it. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Brody's going back in the ring. He's got the chair. He's breaking the chair. He's back in the ring. And look at this. He's cleared the ring. Bruiser Brody has cleared the ring.
Atkins in there tight. He's trying to keep Jim Boss back. He gets him back, and you can see Doug Ogle slow getting up. He's taking quite a few hard shots. Another 2 more hard shots to the head, and Jim Boss has got him in the corner. Boss is just trying to wear him out, trying to club the man down, Rock. We're not seeing a lot of scientific action. Ogle carries the man out of the corner and brings him down with a reverse atomic drop. Takes Jim Boss, backs him in the rope, fires him off, drills him with a big elbow. Boss really starting to show the effects of that reverse atomic drop. It was kind of a questionable move. Very close. Doug Ogle goes for the drop kick. Jim Boss hooks the ropes. Ogle comes crashing down hard on the mat, and now we see Doug Ogle down once again. And did you see that shot to the head with that knee?
And what a shot. But Doug Ogle is in the position he's in, Nick, because of becoming over-anxious. Once again, he went for that drop kick before he knew exactly where his opponent was, and his opponent was able to duck out of the way.
Jim Boss now all over Doug Ogle in the ropes once again. Now he's got him draped over that middle rope. I tell you, it's been hard for Doug Ogle to get any daylight in this match because every time he gets bulled into the ropes, Jim Boss takes full advantage of it. Doug a little slow coming out. Boss charges right in with the attack. A left hand to the midsection. Goes for the Irish whip. Good reversal by Doug Ogle into a beautiful backdrop. This could be the break that Doug Ogle's been needing. Brings Jim Boss to his feet. Backs him in the ropes. Fires him off. Look at that. Low gut shot. Nails Jim Boss. Of course, it was within the legal limits. It wasn't too low, but he's got Boss down. Boss is in a lot of trouble, and Ogle goes right to the arm. He perhaps should have poured a little bit more punishment on at this point, Rock, since he had the man going.
You know, I have to think that Doug Ogle is a very stiff puncher, Nick, because that's quite a body he's throwing those shots into, and to make an impression on the body that Jim Boss has, he has to be able to punch hard.
Well, I've mentioned it in weeks past. Doug Ogle does have a background in boxing, and he does know how to use his dukes when he has to. Look at this. Shoulder breaker, beautifully executed by Jim Boss. There's your cover, and there's a 3 count.